So, good morning or good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Today, I'm going to give you an overview, firstly a presentation as an overview of the Mark Andy Digital Pro with some history and some details about the machine. And then we're going to go into a video from a live stream, and you'll be able to see the machine we currently have, which is a Digital Pro 3 at our demo center in Warsaw. If you'd like to arrange a demo, you can either visit if travel is possible for yourself, or if not, we can easily arrange a remote demo for you, either at the Warsaw Demo Center, which is the machine you'll see, or at our St. Louis facility. We also have another Digital Pro where we'll be able to arrange a remote demo there for you as well. So I will share my screen with you now and start this presentation. So welcome again. My name's Philip Baldwin. I've been with Mark Andy for about 9 years now, and I'm one of the European sales managers. So we're not going to have too much time to answer. I'll try and answer some of the questions we have, or some of the most common questions we've received. But if you do have any questions, please email them to digitalwebinar@markandy.com. I'll remind you of this at the end of the presentation, but it's digitalwebinar@markandy.com. And then one of our experts will come back to you and answer any questions you have. So a number of you, or most of you will probably know Mark Andy, but just a very short history of the company. It was founded in 1946 by Mark Andrews. That's where obviously the name comes from, in his basement shop in Kirkwood, Missouri. Mark Andy is still based within Missouri, in St. Louis now, in a very large purpose-built factory. We manufacture all the machines ourselves in-house there. We have a huge amount of milling machines, so we actually buy in the raw metals, mill down the frames, and construct the machines there in St. Louis. They're then fully tested before being broken and shipped to the destinations around the world. So globally, we have more than 9,500 machines installed. We have over 80 technicians. We have a 70% market share within the US and Canadian market. We have over 35% market share globally. We have more than 60 dealers worldwide and over 400 employees. So before we created the Digital Pro, Mark Andy obviously have the digital series, the inkjet, the hybrid, but we noticed this gap in the market from the industrial larger inkjet and toner presses, and then the smaller desktop machines. There was nothing really that fitted in the middle. We saw obviously converters are facing shorter run lengths, the shortage of skilled labor, a need to offer something different, something to make yourself different to other consumers. And also faster lead times, more demands, more SKUs. So in 2016, at Label Expo Chicago, Mark Andy launched the Digital One. This is the predecessor to the Digital Pro. Following the launch, I mean, we had a great success with this. We sold many at the show, and we sold numbers that far exceeded our original expectations following the launch. But following that launch, we actually listened to the consumers, our market customer base, and what they needed. So the feedback we had was semi-rotary die cutting rather than just full rotary, a flexo before the digital engine to allow for whites down on clear materials, different slitting options, so not just your standard shear knife slitting, a roll-to-roll version, so rather than just a hybrid, and then sheeting and conveyor. So we, being Mark Andy, took that on board, and in 2019, we launched the Digital Pro range. So here's the new machine. This image shows you a Digital Pro 3 with a semi-rotary die station. So the Digital Pro. The Digital Pro offers 77 feet per minute speeds. It's highly profitable on your micro to mid-run jobs. Has a low average cost of around 32 euro cents per square meter, and a clear flexibility to upgrade and trade in. So what this means is you could start with quite a basic version And as your business grows, you could add the sheeting unit, you could add the white first, or if you find your digital portfolio has grown to such an extent you need a bigger machine, we offer a trade-in where you can trade that current machine in against the larger digital series. So, Ready, Set, Pro. I guess you can see where the name's coming from here. It's a 4-color CMYK dry toner hybrid platform. It's designed for the entry and mid-level market, so it has a lower cost initial investment than the larger presses, but it's much more profitable than the smaller, what used to be available, just desktop style printers with offline finishing. So Pro, the name, productivity, so true speeds on all materials. Profitability, so low cost to print at an affordable initial investment level. Promise, tools, training, dedicated resources from our team. So we can help you with all the supplies, the support, the service, and the software. Propel, it's going to help your business move forward. If you want to start in the digital market, if you want to be able to enter the digital market from, say, the commercial market, if you want to be able to just grow your business and offer something different, the Digital Pro is the ideal machine for you. So the models we offer, you have the Digital 1, which is the roll-to-roll basic platform, and then the Digital Pro 3. Now the Pro 3 is the hybrid version. The standard is full rotary with 1 flexo, but as optional extras, you can add semi-rotary on the die cutting, and now a flexo station before the digital engine. So quick overview of the machine. You have a foil or laminate unwind. So this can run cold foil, self-round laminate, wet glue laminate. Operator interface, so a simple onboard operator interface screen. A web guide and also a web cleaner. So this is to enable very accurate web transport and ensure no contamination goes into the digital engine. So increased capacity, it's now a 30-inch, which is 762 millimeter unwind. It's the latest and greatest engine. It's the KM Mercurio 230, which has 77 feet per minute press speed, 23.4 meters per minute. It has a true 1200 by 1200 DPI resolution, so photographic resolution. And it also now has re-registration capability. So this means second pass. So you could run the web through once and then obviously put it back on, run it again. It also means if you're not ready for that white station or the station before the digital to run white, you could actually do the white offline on a conventional flexo press and then reinsert it through the Digital Pro. Die cutting options, so obviously full rotary as pictured here, or semi-rotary as an optional upgrade. And the dual rewinds, you have dual rewinds for running finish rolls in line, and they can take up to a 20-inch finish roll. So the printing process, obviously we have flexo before and after. The flexo before is an option. It's a CMYK dry toner, it's electrophotography, so it uses dry toner and a fuser. As mentioned, 1200 by 1200 DPI resolution, 23.4 meters speed. So print repeat from 7 to 48 inch, so 178 millimeters to 1200 millimeter repeat in banner mode. Supported materials, there's a wide range of materials it supports. So if you have any questions about materials, reach out to us. That's best to discuss that on a one-by-one basis. Power requirements, so going through the systems we have, it starts with a single phase 30 amp, single phase 40 amp, or 3-phase 20 amp. The 3-phase 20 amp will be the twin flexo and the semi-rotary die cut. The curing on the flexo station, it's an onboard air-cooled UV LED. And then you have a number of online finishing options, slitting, foil, sheeting, etc. Something else we offer is a bypass module. So this just allows you to bypass the digital engine. So you can run, if you have some short run, simple die cutting to do, blank labels, or say a specialist material you need to just die cut. You can bypass the digital engine, so you're not using that, you're not adding to any wear or tear, and you can actually increase the speed to 33.5 meters per minute. This was, again, one of the additions we listened to customers and feedback saying they required. Another converting system, it's the sheeting and conveyor system. So it can bunch and shingle in a set figure, say 50, 100, 250, and you can sheet in, the shingle unit, sorry, is available in 4, 6, 8 and 10-inch lengths. As for the actual sheeting size itself, you can run anything within the die repeat. For that, you can use a metal-to-metal straight cut, or you can use a metal-to-metal punch. So some of the application overviews. So on these labels, if we start over here, thanks to the technology of the digital engine, you can run very small, down to 4-point print, 4-point register on your text. You have very small barcodes without any blurring using outline. You can have variable data from very simple multi-page PDF up to more complicated software, which I'll explain a bit later on. Skin tone reproduction. So this is thanks to the 1200 by 1200 DPI resolution. As it mentions there, photographic images. So a very rich black toner, so solid blacks with a very high image density, with a nice glossy appearance, and very smooth gradations, again, thanks to the grayscales and the 1200 by 1200 DPI resolution. So, you know, you can achieve a very wide range of products here, and some very challenging work, which on, say, a conventional flexo press could be quite a challenge, is extremely easy on a machine like this. So some of the market segments, so prime pressure sensitive labels, industrial. Now industrial, a nice point there is the toner used. It has the BS 5609 certification for industrial durability. So ideal for labels which go outside on, say, large chemical drums. Paper labels, variable data, craft goods, food and beverage, durable, health and beauty. So a wide range of market segments can be hit. So non-traditional. Now, don't just think of the Digital Pro as producing labels. It's not just a label machine. It can actually run up to quite heavy, around 300 micron board, I think. So you can run tags. It prints on some very difficult substrates, such as Tyvek. So it's ideal for wristbands. You can do personalized wristbands. You can use the variable data for the numbering and so on. Invitations and commercial print. So whether it's a menu for a wedding, whether it's wedding invites, you can run this on cardboard, dry release peel. With the sheeting unit, obviously you can sheet them and finish in line. It saves that secondary process. So again, the accepted media, unsupported papers, tag stock, synthetics, pressure sensitive, it's anything really within the threshold of the fuser temperature. So again, reach out to us. We can run samples on your materials. We can confirm what is and what isn't possible to run. So from 50 micron up to 16-point material, and no coating. So unlike other digital devices, the Digital Pro doesn't require priming for the digital print, so you can use your existing materials you have on stock. So overprinting. So thanks to the platform controlled registry, it enables you to do precise printing of overprinted materials. So here in the photo, you can see we're taking a pre-printed silver media. This has been a white printed on a flexo machine. And you can then take it, put it on the Digital Pro and overprint it with, you know, whether it's a single SKU or multi-SKU. So this is one of the beauty on all the Digital Pro models. Banner mode, so yeah, up to 1200 meters continuous print. So it's ideal for pop displays, posters, book jackets, large format labels, as I mentioned, drum labels. So with the BS 5609 certification, this means it is certified for something like 2 months being submerged in salt water. So ideal for containers on ships. It also means you can take your commercial jobs, if you have, say, a small offset business, and put it over to the Digital Pro. So food safety wise, the Sumitomo toner comes with the FDA approval and TUV Rhineland standards. as safe for indirect food packaging. The BS 5609 I've mentioned a few times, and so yes, 2 months submerged in salt water, which is a requirement for drum labeling. Light fastness, one of the beauties this toner has over other similar toner machines is the cyan, yellow and black have a light fastness of 8 on the blue rule scale, so that's maximum, and the magenta carries 6 to 7. Now magenta is normally quite low on electrophotographic inks, but on the Digital Pro it comes with a 6 to 7 rating, so again ideal for those outside labels. So as mentioned, if you have any questions, please send them to digitalwebinar@markandy.com, and somebody will be able to return to you within 24-48 hours with an answer for your questions. So I'll just stop sharing my screen for one moment. Okay, so now I'm going to start the video from a live stream. I'll talk a bit more through it, explain the machine, and also hopefully answer some questions we've had. Okay, so this is the Digital Pro 3 in our Warsaw demo center in Poland. This particular section here is the digital engine. Just up there in the, well, we've just gone past the operator screen. So here is the unwind. This is a 762mm unwind. That's 30-inch. This is the optional flexo station before the digital. So we've actually taken technology from our Mark Andy 2200 press, one of the most successful flexo machines ever created. So it's good, solid, proven technology. Here they've got the cover off. This is just showing you the 6 sensor. So this is the sensor to read the second pass. So to put the digital into register with the flexo print, whether it's been pre-printed or printed inline. There's the web cleaner on the right, on the left, sorry, and the web guide on the right. So here they're just opening up. So here's the hatch that shows you where the toner goes, the CMYK toner. They're simple tubes which you just shake and then feed into the slot. You'll be able to view on the operator screen the level of toner left, how much you have before you need to change this. So here's the operator screen. There you can just see actually the toner, the level of toner currently within the tubes. So this is your registration screen to put the digital into register with the flexo if required. Job list. So here you can send over all the jobs required to print. So you can send over your day's work and the operator can just view the job queue and then run through them one after the other. So this is the second flexo after the print. Here you can see the exit pacing. So it's full servo closed loop tension. Now this is extremely important on a machine like this to enable perfect register, print to print and then print to die. Here they're running a gold cold foil. So off the unwind, we're printing obviously the glue, we apply the foil, it goes through the LED curing lamp, and then we simply remove the foil. That second nip roll you see there, that can be used for self-round lamination, so you could use a UV varnish or a spot color and then still also put a self-round lamination over. There you can see the flexo station there with the flexo cold foil glue. So here you can see the web advance and retard. This is the semi-rotary die station. I believe it's a 19-inch repeat magnetic cylinder in there. And then just below, so this is the accumulator, which allows you to run in semi-rotary mode. So coming out of the die station, we will strip the matrix away. We go through the slitting unit, and then if you're running this in production, there's dual rewind, the 508mm, which is 20-inch dual rewind. So you can run the finish rolls, one up, one down, or multi-rolls up, multi-rolls down. So here you can see the job. This is a Flexo White, the 1200 DPI print, and then a gold cold foil, all produced in line. So Flexo printing, digital printing, finishing, all in line, single pass, one operator. So here, we're just stopping this current job. I believe we're going to change out to the second job. So this first job was run on a Avery Dennison clear-on-clear polypropylene. It's on a 23 micron PET liner. So the camera's just going over here to show you some of the jobs that are being produced. So these particular labels, this is a press-sensitive label on the Digital Pro. Just coming up on the right, these are some shrink sleeves printed on the Digital Series. So the Digital Series HD, which can run filmic materials and is ideally suited for shrink film. Here again, so some beverage labels, microbreweries. I mean, microbreweries are exploding and continue to grow. You know, it's meaning rather than thousands or hundreds of thousands of runs, you're getting label lengths down to micro runs, you know, 200, 1,000, 5,000. So again, this is where the Digital Pro comes into its own. Here you can see the conveyor. So you have the sheeting unit and the conveyor. So this simply goes on the end of the Digital Pro if required, and then you can run any set sheets, whether it's A5 menu or promotional sticker sheets. So there you can see Michael is removing the clear-on-clear material from the cantilevered unwind. The roll lift you saw is actually supplied, or can be supplied, by our Mark Andy's Print Products division. So here he's just inflating the core holder, and he's going to put the second material on. So this second material, you may be able to see here, is quite a heavily structured wine stock or estate stock material. So it's very porous and not really suited to Flexo, but suited to this type of dye toner. It's absolutely perfect to run. So for, again, unique or specialist short run wine labels, your high-end value-added labels, this type of material is very sought after. Let's have a look at some questions whilst we're running through this. So the onboard, why onboard LED? Well, the reason behind that is if we had a UV, a mercury UV lamp, you'd have a lot of heat, you'd need extraction, you'd need a fan, you'd be creating ozone gas, so you'd have to vent to atmosphere. With the onboard LED, air-cooled LED, it means there is no venting to atmosphere, low power consumption. It's an 8-watt lamp. So here you can see Michael is just removing one die. Here's his second die, which he'll put onto the magnetic cylinder, again running in semi-rotary mode. So very simple and quick to change over your dies. There's a sensor you can just see there now in the middle of the screen. This will read the printed mark coming out of the digital engine, and will put the die into register within the first repeat or two of the digital print. So again, just one of his operator screens to control here. He's just setting his repeat size of the die. Can you run, so yes, can you run the semi-rotary and full rotary mode? Yes, you can. So it doesn't, if you have the semi-rotary option, you can still run full rotary. So here's some more samples. There you can see the samples we actually just ran on the clear-on-clear material on shampoo bottles. Some more beverage labels. There's some shrink labels and film labels mixed in there from the digital series, which obviously is an upgradable path if you grow your digital business to that extent. Some personalization here, some VDP on the left. So again, this is something we can help you with. There's a question on that. So regarding the VDP, now we actually have a whole team of software specialists who can help you. So again, reach out, get in contact with us, and we can explain what we have. So on the VDP side, we have sort of a simple, more basic package called Label Imposed, which is a step and repeat and VDP in multi-page PDF. And then we have Steps, which is more advanced step and repeat software with VDP setup and step and repeat capabilities. This here, Michael's just shown you. So this is the banner mode, 1200mm. So ideal for those industrial labels, pop-up promotional banners. That other label was a dual layer coupon label, which you can produce using second pass. That's another nice feature. So again, some sort of, you know, your cottage industries, the home production of jams, of you know, different cottage industries. Customers need short run labels. They want high quality labels and they want them tomorrow. So again, Digital Pro fits that market segment perfectly. So just back to the press here, we're just bringing through the new version web. Michael will send the file. We just need the fuser to come back to temperature, and then we'll start printing again. The die's already loaded. You can see there it's ready to read the mark. When the mark comes through, and it'll put itself into register within a repeat or two, and we should be running on the second job. Press length. So with the single flexo and the semi-rotary accumulator, the Digital Pro 3 is 4.2 meters in length, and then with the second flexo, it's actually 5 meters in length. Service, so that's a good question. So the service can come from Mark Andy. We can work with our partners KM as and when required. A number of the different services can actually be carried out by yourself, so we can help train you up to a level where you can self-service a number of the items. There are service levels every 30,000 km, so 30,000 linear meters, but they vary. Some are very simple, just a couple of parts. Some are much larger, obviously much longer steps, such as 250,000 linear meters. So here you can see the structured wine material just going into the press. So software, yes, good question. Going back to the software and color. So we have Color Centros included. This is your daily calibration of the machine. We can also offer engine tune. So this allows you to carry out the critical baseline procedures that can be performed in-house without needing a tech visit to come back and sit you back to that original baseline. There's another package called Cloud Eye, which is daily verification of the color performance and profiling to standards such as, say, ISO coated. And then top of the range, really, you have GMG Color, which is a comprehensive color management solution, such as predicting the spot colors to within a delta of, say, 2 or 1.5. We also include substrate profiling and emulation profiling. So here you see the second job is running out. This is a variable data and versioning job. So you see the job just coming out of the die station here, and the web is going up. The die will have read now the printed mark, so the die will engage soon, and it should be straight into register there. So if you were slitting, you'd set your slitters, trim the edges, and then you'd run your finished rolls, 2 up, 1 down, ready to ship out to the customer. Michael here, he's just taking off a couple of labels to show you. So, you know, this is just an idea of another application, wine labels. So personalized wine labels for that happy day in your life. One of the other questions we had here was, can I run shrink film? Now, no, you wouldn't be able to run shrink film due to the fuser temperature. There are other films which can be run. So as mentioned, reach out to us at Digital Webinar, and we will be able to come back, help you with the substrates. We can run the tests and trials for you to ensure that your substrates are suited to this machine. Okay, so we're just coming to the end here. I think Michael's going to show us a couple of last things on the operator's screen. So there's his job list again. So this is a onboard file adjustment. So you can see the label there's been in post. Here he'll take out, so he's selected here a section of the file. So this is CMYK. There you have the before and after, so you can actually see the color before and the color after. So that's his color curve. So you can select single colors, say cyan, or you can select all colors, cyan, magenta, yellow, black, and then you can adjust your curve in line. So if you're matching to a pre-printed sample, let's say the sample over time has moved away from the original required job. Here you can make some adjustments in line to save you going back to your repo. Obviously going back to prepress is the ultimate solution, but here enables you to do it without further downtime. And that's it. So as I say, it's just a brief overview. For any questions, please do email them to digitalwebinar@markandy.com. So thank you for your time. I hope it's been of some help, and it'll be nice to speak to you soon. Thank you very much, everyone.